another episode of Voices of Hult. Today we do have two incredible students here at Hult San Francisco that they are the co-founder of Hult AI Society. So welcome, guys. Welcome and staying here, and thank you for staying here in Voices of Hult.
Nice to have you guys. Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you very much for having us here, by the way. Thanks a lot. It means a lot.
Of course, of course. Well, I would say, let's jump directly on what is Hult AI Society. What is it? Tell us a little bit more. What is its mission?
Well, Hult AI Society is a community we founded at Hult, from kind of program immersion. Me and Aaron, we had this vision once we came to Hult and to San Francisco, actually, of kind of diving deeper into AI. And once we came to Hult, we realized that there was such a demand for a club like this, especially in San Francisco, which is not Silicon Valley anymore, but really AI Valley now. So we came to the school. Both of us studied engineering before. We noticed that not many people at Hult are involved in tech as much as, or as deeply as maybe it would take to understand and comprehend AI. So we felt like we needed to do something to educate our fellow students a little bit more on AI. And that's how it started,
Yeah, and basically what we do is we try to give practical tools for students on how to use and apply AI in real life scenarios. So we have workshops with guest speakers, we have workshops that we teach students how to use AI tools. We have guest speakers coming around telling us a bit more about what's going on the industry and having like this sort of expertise in school. We also do some sort of competitions as well. We also try to engage with our students in terms of applying those tools.
And what's the prize in this competition?
It really depends. Like so last time, we had a workshop earlier on, and we try to give them access to this premium tools as well, like for a couple months.
Interesting.
Exactly.
Or in this case, we also had a couple beers shared with Ted Ladd.
That's true. Yeah, we'll dive into that a little bit later, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. So the idea is really to get people engaged through basically 4 core principles that our club stands for. So we try and create an ecosystem for everyone at Hult who is either very technical or in a completely non-technical background. Everybody's welcome to join, and we'll try and take everyone from ground zero. So we've been going out there ever since we got to San Francisco to kind of recruit possible guest speakers to come onto the club and talk, which has been actually going very successful. We had a really great guest speaker from Spotify coming in, a staff engineer with 20 plus years of experience. He held an amazing presentation, about 1 hour, not having a single slide of words, every single slide created with DALL-E, being an image on how to visualize.
Wait. What is DALL-E actually? Because many people might not know it.
That's true. DALL-E is, for those who don't know, it's the text-to-image tool that is provided by OpenAI. And that's one tool that we actually also taught in one of our master classes. We got a kind of a way to get access to it for the students, and then we held a competition. Gave a couple parameters, told them how to prompt most effectively, and then the winner with the best picture got a ChatGPT-4 membership.
Nice. Ooh. So you had just not guest speakers, but as well properly master classes where the student could really go and practice more on the tools that you just talked about, or introduce to people that just for example, me, I'm not very familiar with ChatGPT, or with DALL-E and many other tools. And then you give as well the price of ChatGPT itself. That's interesting.
Exactly.
Nice.
What we're our mission, or I guess our purpose, is to teach non-technical students how to apply these tools. So that's kind of our foundation, because we know that not everyone's a technical, tech savvy, coming from that background. So we're trying to offer this in a very simple and easy to chew and swallow way.
Nice.
So
So there is a lot in here, but how did it start? How this Hult AI Society was founded, basically. We're talking here with the founders, and we want to know all the story now.
2 smart guys.
Right on. Well, actually, we should probably go back to that, really, because it's not only the 2 of us. There's also Federico, which is probably, this amazing guy from Chile, who had the same idea.
Shout out to Federico
Yes.
then.
Shout out to Federico, yes.
And he was, I mean, the thing that I found the most brave about him was that he just founded an AI club by himself. He didn't even meet anyone to do it with. He was just like, I think I need to do this. And he submitted the application. And then I got an email from student services saying like, hey, there's this guy who's trying to do the same club as you guys are doing. We actually want you to merge. We're not going to allow you to have two separate clubs with the same theme. You need to merge. And we were like, okay. Like we kind of had all our values already stretched out.
Yeah.
We've been working on this. We were like, okay, if we get someone in that we can't really collaborate with, might be difficult. But then we met, and I feel like we're so blessed to have him. Like,
nice.
he's,
And about you two, like, how did it work out? How did you guys find each other?
Did you know each other before as well? And we actually didn't present yourself, but like Aaron is from Mexico and Hendrik is from Germany. So how did you meet you guys?
It was almost like this magical, I'd say, like experience in a way. We were like it was like the second or third day.
And sorry, I can feel like all their hearts going out.
it's a true Hult experience.
Exactly.
Yes. It's. I mean, I cannot explain it. It was just, after a couple of days that we started Hult, we basically just bumped into each other, and we had this like really deep connection. Maybe because it was our technical background. Maybe it was because we shared the same kind of like values.
Tell the truth, Aaron. It was love at the first sight.
That's what I'm saying. Yes, everything just aligned itself. So we as Hendrik said, we had this vision on why we were here and what we're trying to achieve, and like the opportunities here in San Francisco on this AI wave. So we kind of like really matched together, and we were like. And like also one thing important to mention is I thought that the AI club was already founded before coming here. Yeah. And we were also blessed that fortunately enough, it was not something going on here at Hult San Francisco.
Well, that's strange, right?
It's pretty strange.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, you would
AI
think,
city?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we felt that we had this responsibility to create this club.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And Michelle, I don't know how much you know about like AI and all of this, but like when I came here in San Francisco, as you guys were talking about before, it feels literally to be in the future. I was actually here with my dad. Shout out to my dad as well. And he like looked at here in San Francisco, there are many companies that do have like the driverless cars, right? And Waymo exactly is one of them.
Cruise.
Oh, guys, he knows a lot about AI, I'm telling you. And so, basically, I've arrived here and my dad was just like shocked. He was like, oh, in that car, there is no one. No one is driving it. And I was like, oh, well, Dad, welcome to the future, I guess. And it really feels, as you were saying, like when you walk around the streets, even just like walking around the streets feels literally that you are like in the future, that like you can breathe this AI. So like I can definitely understand like what you were saying, Aaron, about like this impression of not having a club here about AI. So thank you very much, guys, for founding it. And what I like the most about it, I know that you, Michelle, have been like in so many others of their events too. And they just like speak in a normal way, kind of like not of too much engineers, so that everyone can literally understand and get through the topic with a little bit more of knowledge and not feeling like, oh my God, I didn't hear anything, like didn't understand anything. So
I think
that's very
exactly
interesting.
what you tap in right now. That this is actually what we aim for. So to make it like accessible to everyone, and I think we've been doing pretty well in doing that. Actually, we had one of our other guest speakers. He was this very profound researcher at Berkeley and MIT, and he came to us and held a talk about what is actually important in AI for business people to understand, which was a very comprehensive 30-minute kind of talk that he had. And I feel like that really summarized it really, really well. And after that, I had a lot of people coming to us and, thanking us for, providing this kind of guidance, I guess. I don't want to put it too much out there, but
You can see even like, I like the fact that now as soon as we started school, not a lot of people were even just familiarized with ChatGPT and like different tools like image generation, this Microsoft Bing image generator. and now you see everyone's using it. And I feel like we've had like a good sort of like impact on their.
We changed a couple of hearts.
Yes, because like they were like afraid on like about using AI, or they didn't really understand it like really well. So I feel like now you see like they're getting into this wave as well, and we're glad that they're taking advantage of the tools that are given to us right now.
I mean, there's no way around it, really, to be honest. Like, you hear the word AI on this campus or in San Francisco so many times every day, it's almost annoying.
As you mentioned, I think people don't see the importance of AI yet, and the futures it has. And now you showed me, but also the other people in campus, that made for me a difference by using AI, OpenAI, ChatGPT, DALL-E, everything.
Exactly. And I feel like in many universities as well, like AI, it's like considered such a like a taboo topic. Like, we don't talk about it because like it's bad, you know, as you were saying as well before, many people didn't really were even willing to start to know more about it, because it's just like, okay, what is it? You know, I'm not familiar with it. You're not going to use it in business. It's only for the savvy techie people, you know, and that's not the case at all. You can literally use it in every single task or daily life. And it's pretty impressive on the thing that you can do there. Like, you guys showed me around, and it was like, wow,
yes,
stunning. I would say
a big shout out as well to Hult, because they allow this sort of like adoption of AI tools. Like, they were very explicit since the very beginning. They were like, guys, we encourage you to use AI, but then not a lot of people knew how to use AI.
Yeah.
So that's also like one big key factor. Like, you would go to different institutions that are a bit more strict around AI, and they don't want you to use AI. They might use like this AI proof, sort of proofreader, whatnot. But then Hult is like embracing also the wave. So that's also one thing.
And you guys, well, the three of you are all MIB, right? And you have done on this like note as well, like one AI class, precisely. Like, as you were saying, Aaron, like, it's not just embracing AI and say, okay, you know what, guys, you can use it. It's just like teaching you as well how to use it, and not from anyone, you know? Like, you had Ted Ladd, which shout out to him as well. And we are definitely going to speak more about him as well later. But he gave you guys the opportunity to take one of his classes and teach about AI. What is it more? Like, I know about it, but unfortunately, since it was just for MIB people, like, I couldn't be there. So tell us, please, a little bit more. I was not that lucky.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was actually, I think, our biggest project so far. So Ted approached us. I mean, actually, we approached him because he's the professor teaching the AI class at Hult. And we approached him very early on to be the advisor to our club. So every club at Hult can have an advisor professor, or is encouraged to have one. And we, of course, reached out to him, and he was happy to talk to us. So we went out for coffee here at Leeward Plaza.
Nice.
And that coffee turned into an hour conversation. And out of that came...
I can see that happening. He's pretty talkative.
That's true. And there are many things that came out of this conversation, but one of them was that we were supposed to hold one 3-hour lecture on how to leverage the latest update from ChatGPT Turbo, which just came out 3 weeks ago, that enables people to build their own custom GPTs. So imagine your own GPT model that you customize for your own purpose. So we did that. We started developing over the Thanksgiving break a program to let people teach the students how to first of all build their own GPT, how to train it, zero-shot train it on some data, and then make it imitate a business model that they had to choose, and then create a pitch for a business purpose, all in 2.5-3 hours. Yeah.
And how do you teach such GPT? Like, I know it now, but for the people
like me,
for you, for instance, small insight.
Yes. So, two cool things about this new capability. First, you're able to upload your own sort of like proprietary data in a way. So, first of all, we taught them that it's possible using this new tool to provide it specific information, and the GPT will refer back to that same information, but also giving like straight up directives on what is it that this GPT will do. And that's something that really fine tunes the model and makes it such that every response will be within those boundaries. And before, it was a bit more difficult. You had to prompt it before, and then even if you wanted to, I don't know, like change the topic, you wouldn't be able to do it within the same chat. So this is like a very easy way to use that same model, but across different instances or different topics in this case. So in a way, ChatGPT makes it, or OpenAI makes it a bit easy for you to go and fine tune your program. But yet again, we had that same barrier of like, you know what, students, they have like a limited understanding about how these tools work.
Yeah.
So referring back to the class, we made it in a way in which like it was like super easy for them to fine tune it. And we're glad that a lot of people were super engaged with the class as well. Like we saw, we when we looked back after, you know, giving like the main content, we looked across like around the room. We were like, wow, look at everyone's grinding right now. Yeah. Everyone's typing. Everyone's like super engaged with this class. And that was the best feeling ever.
Of course, I can imagine. Like I actually heard many feedbacks about it. And they were just like, wow, I had this class, like, you know, and even held by students, which can be a little bit difficult, you know, like you're a student, but at the same time, like you're teaching. I think that that's something as well, like incredible that you can do too, but very tough for you to keep like this environment in class and being able, not just like to keep it up, but like properly engage, as you were saying, like all these people that just like unbelievable. So again, congrats guys.
Thank you. Yeah, you should have seen the presentations. They were amazing.
It was great.
It was crazy, yes.
Well. Thank you very much for sharing all of this. And we do have actually one question from our previous guest. And the question is, how do you face the unexpected obstacles you get in life?
Well, I feel like I approach everything that comes new to me with a bunch of kindness. So I'm a very open-hearted guy, and I'll try and think of everyone who approaches me with the best intentions. So generally, killing with kindness is a strategy that I apply a lot. But sometimes you also have to tell yourself if it's not meant to work out for some reason, then you got to step away and do something else.
I see.
Good
What about you, Aaron?
For me, I think like it's always about being almost like Bruce Lee said, you have to be like water and you have to adapt to the glass in this case. So you have to be very open, I believe. If you become like super rigid with yourself, like something that comes around like will, you know, knock you down and everything will fall apart. So that's why for me, you have to be very open, very flexible, and always like ready to adapt. So I think that's how you.
Exactly. I feel like you gave like two very different replies, but I can definitely see that like you're both very open-minded, and you're like, you know, with your replies, you always change like the point of view that you have to adapt to, of course, as you were saying, like to tackle the issue. So yeah, what about you, Michelle? Now I'm curious, you know?
I don't know. I think I'm a calm guy, so I observe and I approach things really calmly, and I will adapt to everything. But if something is not working out, I will indeed step away from it. But for sure, I'm a competing, performing guy, so everything what comes to me, I want to pick it up and
jump
go for it.
Yeah,
he definitely does. I've seen him in class.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Like it's amazing, like to always just like trying to adapt and change like your point of view. But sometimes when like you're having maybe too much on your plate or just like content related, is good like to just like step up and step down, like stepping away from it.
That's for us all here,
So,
right?
yeah, exactly.
We're all from a different country, so we need to adapt all to new environments and circumstances. So
By the way, I want to shout out as well to Michel because it's the first time that he is co-hosting and he's just like smashing it like properly.
Thank you so
he
much.
is the head of LinkedIn. So like all the different posts that you will see, this guy here is the face of our LinkedIn voice, I would say. So thank you very much, Michel,
So
for your work.
If you want to approach me on LinkedIn and want to
Exactly.
be in a podcast, just approach me.
Just reach him out. Yes. You see, it's a great PR. That's why, like, he's part of Voices of Hult.
Definitely.
Yeah. And as always, like, we end our episode with with a question from our next guest, which you actually don't know who it's going to be. Do you have a question, therefore?
We do. So we would like to ask you, what would be one habit you would like to encourage your younger self to develop at an early age?
Oh.
If you can go back now.
Yes.
Nice. Aaron, what was going to be yours?
So my question is somehow related to that. What would be one thing that you would tell your younger self to be prepared for the future?
No. What was like your habit that you are going to develop for your younger self? What would that be? Like replying to that question.
Yikes. That's a good question. I'd say maybe developing like good sleeping habits for sure.
Good.
Like that's something that's changed my life. Before I used to sleep like very little, and sleeping really makes you have like this sort of like hyper focus, throughout the day. So I'd say like, yes, like you definitely need to prioritize sleep.
Go and sleep then.
Sleep your 7-8 hours for sure. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you very much then, guys, for this. And we're going to close like this. If you're going to watch this episode during night, well, that's the time like to go for you and sleep. Otherwise, go and enjoy your day. That was a sign. So thank you very much, guys, for being part of Voices of Hult and for sharing all of this. And see you in the next episode.
See you in the next episode.
See ya.